Today, I would like to talk to you about some unique places of West Virginia and why we call it wild and wonderful. I think as residents of West Virginia, we should want to see and experience everything there is to do in our beautiful state, and we should want people from other states to come and experience everything there is to do in our state. And that being said, we should want to do this before we go and visit other places and want to see other places when there's so much here right in our backyard to do in West Virginia. I personally have been to every courthouse in West Virginia and every county in West Virginia with my last job, D&M Recycling. This allowed me to be able to travel and see a lot of these places that I'm going to be talking to you about today. That being said, I want to talk to you about some of the common places, some of the hauntings in West Virginia, and then some of the unique places that I haven't been to yet and I haven't personally been able to experience or I didn't know about while researching for this project. First, a little bit of history on West Virginia. Uh, we separated from the state of Virginia on June 20th on 1863. We did not agree with Virginia's views on why the Civil War was happening, so we decided to separate, and we were recognized as our own state. West Virginia is mostly known for its economic coal production, and according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration in 2019, West Virginia was the second largest producer of coal in the nation, with almost 98 tons going to foreign markets. This being said, talking about the coal industry, something that we all know about or have heard of was the Upper Big Branch Miners Memorial down in Whitesville. 29 miners were killed on April 5th, 2010, due to an underground explosion. And this was a very sad day for the state of West Virginia. I can still remember this when I was young. It seemed like the whole state was in mourning. It was very quiet, very silent. This really hit us where it hurts when it comes to losing people who work for our state and work to keep the economy thriving in West Virginia. And it's a very sad day. One of the most iconic places in the state of West Virginia is the New River Gorge Bridge down in Fayetteville. This bridge was built from 1974 to 1977. It's the second highest bridge in the world, carrying a roadway at 876 feet above the New River. Uh, and I got all my information, and there's more information about the construction process in the River Gorge on the nationalparkservice.com. Every year on the third Saturday in October is actually Bridge Day, and this recently just passed, but unfortunately this year they couldn't have it because of the COVID-19 and the pandemic and everything. So maybe next year we'll be able to go and see people parachute off the bridge and bungee jump and everything else that they say is exotic. Next thing I'd like to talk about is the Greenbrier Resort in the Bunker in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. This is one of the most iconic, another one of the most iconic symbols in the state of West Virginia, and it was originally ordered to be built by President Dwight Eisenhower from 1958 to 1961. This was in case a nuclear fallout or disaster was to happen, and the Senate and Congress and the president needed somewhere to go where they could be safe. Um, it could hold over 1,100 people. Had a staff that was there 24/7 in case something were to happen and emergencies had to be taking place. One of the most unique things that I want to talk about that I actually got to see personally on my visit to the Greenbrier inside the bunker was these big steel doors here. The steel doors were 28 tons and the other one was 20 tons. But the unique thing is they only took 50 pounds of pressure to move these doors. Uh, the bunker was became public in 1992 when the Washington Post actually released an article about it, and everybody got to know it, and then it was no longer kept a secret. So in 1995, it became an open tourist attraction, and you can actually go and tour and sign up and get to see it. And all this information that I found was on atomicheritage.net. They have a lot of information on how much concrete was used to build the bunker, why it was built, who it was built for, and other things like that. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the biggest tourist attraction or revenue gainer for the state of West Virginia, and that's the whitewater rafting. The New River and the Gauley River are the two of the most famous rivers in the world because of the whitewater rafting. And the New River is one of the only rivers in the world to flow south to north, so it's kind of like flowing uphill.